the Mets sit here today, losers of 13 of 15 games. They just lost today, and we're recording on a Thursday night. When this show comes out, we don't know when. Who cares? I don't even care anymore. That's how much I'm upset. Don't even care. So whenever the show drops, they lost on Thursday night, 4-3. But the night before was even more eventful. On Wednesday night, they have a 5-0 lead. And Mr. David Peterson, or Mr. I'm the only person that can go 6 innings on this team, implodes. Walks the planet. And here comes Reed Garrett. And what's he do? Granny. Gives up a grand slam, right? But I'm telling you, Citi Field was rocking last night. And then it wasn't. And then they go ahead and they lose tonight, Thursday night. And who gives up the game? Who is it? Silent Assassin, could you please tell me who it is?
Mr. Hellsbells.
Oh, that guy. Ryan Helsley, the vaunted trade deadline acquisition, right? That guy. How many runs has he given up since he's been a Met?
I believe 7 in 5 innings.
7 in 5 innings. What's his ERA?
Right now is a 9.
Right about 9 since he joined the Mets. So, if I'm Carlos Mendoza, right? I'm not even going to call him Mendy. No nicknames today. When was the last time Diaz pitched, Silent Assassin? Because it had to be over 3 days, correct? I didn't see him today, yesterday. Didn't see him in the blowout game. When did he pitch last?
About Tuesday or Monday.
So you would think that your team desperately needs a win. You need to find a way to get some good feelings into your clubhouse. And you don't get the most expensive closer in baseball to go shut the door and possibly get you 5 to 6 outs. I'm going down with my guys. Not some trade deadline acquisition. I'm going down with Diaz. If Diaz gets rocked for the rest of the season, so be it. So be it. What is happening? All of a sudden, we have a manager that has no idea what he's doing. When you talk about trying to figure out the pieces of the lineup, you had the 6 hits today, right? Mm-hmm. The top of the lineup had all the hits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3, so half from Lindor.
Lindor had 3 of them. Started off the game with a home run. And what does Senga do? Give it right back. Fat fastball down the middle. To Ozzie Albies. Oh, great. This pitching staff is so wonderful. You know what's crazy? Is that last week, I turned my attention to Eric Chavez. You know who's going to catch it today? Jeremy Hefner. The same Jeremy Hefner that I said can take garbage off the street and make things happen hasn't done it this season. Where's the magic? Right? Where is it? Senga looks like he can't pitch anymore. No pitcher on the staff looks like they can go 4 or 6. They can't even go 6. Don't even think about 6. Let's just try to get them to 5. How about that? Can't do that. So what's the philosophy? Throw as hard as you can for 3 innings and then come out? What's this, Little League? Throw all your pitches, Jimmy. Come out. Good job. This is baseball. If you can't have guys go 6 innings as a professional pitcher, guess what the next thing needs to happen? Mars. out of here. You don't need to be here anymore. Go down to AAA or go down to single A and go figure it out. Major league pitchers can go 6 innings. Even the bad ones. Because you got guys that are called innings eaters for a reason. They have stamina. They can continue to pitch. They're just road graders. They can just throw. Next time you blink, it's 6 1/3. Oh, great. We don't even have that. And then we have our manager that just sits there like a dead fish with no reaction on his face. So me as a Met fan, how am I supposed to feel? Again, I ask, when you have your pitching coach who looks like he's an idiot, when you have your manager that completely has no idea what to do to the pitching staff, oh, we're going to have guys pitch in front of Frankie Montas instead of just telling him, DFA him. He's no good here. We will pay him to go away. I got nothing else. But here's the biggest thing now. We can go ahead and go really put our attention where it needs to be. Because I didn't make this much of a stink last week. I cut him some bail. Not today. Let me just remove this before. This was the place that I grew up loving. See this? This is called Shea Stadium. This place used to rock and shake when the fans got happy and cheered. I saw guys like Mike Piazza. I saw guys like John Olerud. I saw guys like Todd Hundley. I saw so many different players. I heard about Strawberry. I didn't watch him play, unfortunately. But there was so many great players. I saw David Wright make so much great memories here. I don't have much memories of City. I don't. 2015 is probably my funnest year as a Met fan in City. That was fun. It's been a very, very long time since then. Even the 101 win season didn't feel great to me. It was nice that they won, but they went right back to being who they are. Losers. And you know why we are in this spot? And why we continue to be in this spot? Because we continue to hire people that have no feel for the game. They tend to like to read from papers. They like to see numbers on a board instead of looking at the roster that's in front of them. So what I'm saying is that David Stearns is going to be my aim today. I have all of my bullets pointed at him. This team is poorly constructed. It's been poorly constructed since day one. Me as an optimistic Met fan tried to give it a shot. Hell, Silent Assassin and me used to always have conversations. We'll see. Being optimistic. But yet, I remember when Nick Pivetta was available in free agency. Silent Assassin, can you tell me where Nick Pivetta is now?
On the Padres.
Is he their best pitcher?
Yeah.
Oh.
One of the top in the game.
I see. What about what's his name? What's his first name? Jose Quintana?
Mm-hmm.
What about him?
Doing pretty good on the
Doing pretty good, right?
team.
He has like a 2-something ERA on the best team in baseball. Interesting. So we can just continue to go down the line. We all know that Jose Iglesias is not having a great season, right? But you don't sign back the guy that got the team good in the first place. We have to remember, and this is what I think people forget, is that I myself have not really stressed this enough. This team was 11 games under 500 at what point last year, right? Until something happened. They just decided to start winning games. And they continued to start winning games, and they just rode the momentum all the way to the NLCS. But let's go ahead and put this into a sample size of a full calendar year. They've played poor baseball for half of it. Come on now. Let's talk about it. It's been 2 months now. The Mets have the worst record in baseball. Last season, they were one of the worst teams in baseball. So when you combine those months, that's literally half the baseball year. Right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and really discuss it. How good is this team really?
Even if like the first couple months of how they were winning games, they still weren't a great team.
No, they
Like,
were just,
yeah.
for whatever reason, they were just winning games.
Yeah.
But they weren't winning it good. They weren't winning games nice. They weren't winning it decisively. This team didn't look good they haven't looked good all season.
Something just like
Just off.
feeling off, yeah.
And you know what's off? The construction of it. This team was just put together. You ever see a little kid playing NBA 2K and they just have these random pieces that's just on their team? And then the chemistry bar is like 5? That's what it is. You can't keep adding pieces to a team, and not even great pieces at that. Just pieces. Oh, I like Jose Siri. He plays great defense. But can he hit? No. Doesn't matter. So you want the same thing that you had last year in Harrison Bader. When Harrison Bader got signed and stopped hitting in the second half of the season, what you do to him? Didn't play anymore, did he? But oh, that's just defense. Great. Every other team has balance. We are the only ones that are contender that have kids competing for spots. And when I even talk about kids like Roman Anthony or Jack Caglione or James Wood, not high-end prospect guys, no. Dudes that you're not even sure about. Acuna, Beatty, Vientos. We don't have any of those well-touted guys. We just have guys. And this fucking GM puts them out there instead of having guys that can really play this game. Because although Jose Iglesias is playing bad on the Padres, do you honestly think that he would have probably played bad on this team? Probably not. He would have been the utility guy to play second, play a little third, play a little short, DH if you want him to DH, whatever it was. Move him around. You sign back Winker, but you don't sign back all the other pieces that made this team good last year. Quintana, why is he not here? Why is Iglesias not here? Why is this person? So I seen a tweet today, and it was really, really good. And I want to give this guy all the credit in the world. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. Because it, although I'm upset, it made me, I wanted to sing. I wanted to sing so loudly in anger because it was so good. When you have a GM that strikes out this much, 9 times out of 10, they get walked out the fucking door. This is not a joke. When a GM strikes out this bad, they normally do not get to keep their job. So let's go ahead. And we're going to give John Frashella at NFL Frashella all the props in the world, because this is probably the greatest tweet of the year when it comes to the Mets. All the ways David Stearns destroyed the 2025 New York Mets season. Number 1, Sign Nick Madrigal instead of keeping Jose Iglesias. You signed a guy, again, with impeccable defense, but has never, ever been healthy and can't hit to save his life. And what did he do in spring training? He broke his shoulder up. Didn't even make the team.
I don't even think he played he did that within the first couple games.
Yeah.
He was gone.
Took a dive and broke the shoulder. Grand closing. Right? You signed Frankie Montas instead of keeping Luis Severino. You know how much Severino got from the fucking A's? 3 years, $66 million. What does that work out to? $22 million a year? Something like that, 22 a year? Yeah. You signed Montas for $17 million a year. So you couldn't come up with $5 more million to go get somebody who you knew pitched in your system last year was good. That's the thing. He pitched last year with this same pitching staff, and you said, no, I'd rather take the guy I had in Milwaukee. That wasn't even healthy for me back then. So you want your guys. Where did you get your guys from, and how far did your guys take you in Milwaukee? I would love to know. That's my thing. If you won a World Series with these guys, cool. Go ahead and try to go play the old hits. You ain't win nothing. You never won anything. And yet you want to take those small market ass players and send them here. And on top of that, you give them a player option. Nobody on planet Earth, not even in the multiverse, would give Frankie Montas $34 million with a player option. I can guarantee you, if the Mets didn't sign Frankie Montas, nobody would. And if they did sign him, he'd have got $6 with a player option for $2. Let's go on, shall we? Sign relief pitcher Clay Holmes as a starting pitcher. Yeah. Guy that's been erratic. You know what he did with the Yankees last year? He walked the planet last year. You know what they ended up doing to him? They replaced his ass with Luke Weaver as the damn closer. Oh, but David Stearns says, you know what? That same guy that got replaced in New York, we're going to give him money. Because maybe the reason why he struggled so much in the bullpen is maybe because he's a starter. Oh, can't go 4 innings. Doesn't throw a fastball. Scared to. So you got a guy that throws junk down the plate, right? Sweeper, slider, sinker. So all the junk that he throws, and you wonder why he can't find the strike zone. Oh, my goodness. You got him throwing all this garbage. How about you throw something fast and straight? That might help you. Get a couple strikes there. Manipulate the count in your favor. Then you can throw junk. But as soon as a batter sees Clay Holmes, oh, I can just sit here. I ain't got to do nothing. I'm not even going to swing. He can't find the strike zone anyway. And Mendoza's just going to sit there. Let's move on, shall we? Yes, 4. Sign Clay Holmes instead of Nathan Eovaldi, right? How's he doing, by the way? Pretty good, right?
Nice, pretty nice.
Oh, yeah. One of the best pitchers in baseball. Yeah. Nick Pivetta, yeah. And Jose Quintana, just like I said, yeah. 6. Oh, no, we're at 5 now. Didn't bring back JD Martinez. In any capacity as a player or coach or evaluator, you could have literally had him as a what? Hitting instructor, consultant, mentor role. Remember I tell you about chemistry? I said this to you guys last week, is that you can have all the fucking talent in the world. If you don't have chemistry and you don't have guys that actually want to play with each other, doesn't matter. I've been on so many talented basketball teams in my life that didn't go anywhere. While we go ahead and go see these unathletic white guys from Farmingdale and they ran us out the gym because they look great as a team. Nobody can score 30 points by themselves, but as a team, they took you to the wood chipper. Chemistry matters in sports. Let's move on, shall we? Where are we at now? 6? Thought Jose Siri was as slick. Yeah, we talked about it, right? When Jose Siri went down, batting 198. But he plays great defense. You know what he's playing now? Nothing. Man's been hurt for months, and we don't know when he's coming back. May not even be healthy for next season. But you got him under control. And what does it matter? Huh? What does it matter? Let's keep going. You waited too long to fire Eric Chavez. Yeah. You don't fire. So here's the thing, right? You got an owner that says he doesn't want to fire anybody. You hire David Stearns as your Pobo. And what's the first thing that David Stearns does? Relieves Buck of his duties. But you retain everybody else. So you want to make me believe that Frankie Montas was this can't miss pitcher. You only got him because he's your boy. So if that's the case, just go get all your stooges then. Hire people. But you know why you don't want to do it? Because you don't want the responsibility of having all of your analytic goofs on this staff. And when it goes bad, who are they going to point the finger at? You. I see right through David Stearns. He can continue the gaslight and keep pushing Eric Chavez out there. You can keep pushing Jeremy Hefner out there. You can keep pushing all these guys out there because you can be able to use them as target practice, as a shield. But Met fans are smarter than that. We already know who we hate the most right now. And it's not Jeremy Hefner. It's not even Eric Chavez. It's the guy that continues to gaslight us every time he's on screen. Let's keep going. Waited too long to fire Jeremy Barnes. Yeah, he's the other guy, right? Waited too long to fire third base coach Mike Saubaugh. Yeah, great, because he don't know what the hell he's doing either. Waited too long to call up Nolan McLean. So now you want to call up Nolan McLean, right? Now. He's going to pitch on Saturday. And by the time he pitches on Saturday, the Mets will be 2 games out. I promise you. And it won't help because he's just one person. Where are the other ones? Where's Sproat? Where's Tong? We need all of them up here. Because I told you, you send Montas to Mars. You send Clay Holmes to the bullpen. That's where he belongs. Put him in long relief. Because if he can't pitch the first 4 innings, maybe he can pitch the middle 4. Wouldn't that make sense? Yeah, look, 11 is Sproat, 12 is Jonah Tong. 13 continues to do the opposite of simple logic. Like we said, you don't read what's on the paper, use your eyes. Use your feel of baseball, but if you have no feel, then you have to go to your geeky analytic argument. And that's all he has. Justin Hageman throws 4 scoreless innings, gets his first save, and gets sent down when literally no other Mets pitcher can get outs. Make it make sense. All because you want to do what? You want to manipulate his service time. We know the game. So you really don't want to win then. Because it's funny, Silent Assassin was talking about this, is that you didn't want to sign Pete Alonso to a long-term deal. You signed him to a 1-year, $30 million deal, making him the highest paid first baseman in baseball. Right? So it wasn't the fact that you couldn't do it. You just didn't want to do it. You could have gave Pete Alonso a 4 or 5 year deal if you wanted to. But you gave him a 1 year deal. And yet you're giving guys 2 year contracts. You didn't. You know what? I'm going to talk about that too. So you give Pete a 1 year deal. Wouldn't you think to go all in? Lindor's getting older. He's already midway through his contract. And you got other guys here that it's time to cash in. It's time to capitalize on this 2 or 3 year window that they possibly have. This season may have just shortened that window. I can promise you that. So where's the going all in? You want to keep shopping at the bargain bazaar aisle. You want to keep doing these marginal moves that do nothing. You traded away nothing at the deadline and got pitchers that are tired. Ryan Helsley looked like he's washed. You know who else looks like he's washed? Tyler Rogers, Mr. I want to go back to San Francisco. Yeah, send you back too. You know my saying. Amazon box. The biggest acquisition that the Mets have ever had is Juan Pacheco Soto, correct?
Yep.
Who got the deal done?
Mr. Steve Cohen.
See where I'm getting at, Jimmy? Your president of baseball operations was not the person to close this deal. Soto and his representative, Scott Boras, didn't call David Stearns to say we're going to take the deal. They called Cohen. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Our other best player, our other franchise guy is Francisco Lindor. He didn't sign him either. That was done before he got here. Pete Alonso was his first time negotiating, and look how nasty it got because he's a cheapskate. I'm trying to be nice. So you see what I'm saying is that this is his really. You thought that I thought, and this is what I'm gonna say. I thought that he was gonna go all in. Because if you go ahead and go get Soto, yeah, let's go get some other good guys. Let's go get some good pitching. Oh, Garrett Crochet is out there. Oh, the White Sox want to trade. Let's go get him. Oh, no, you don't want to give up Vientos. Cool. You know another question I have? Where's Jet Williams?
He just got promoted, I believe, yeah, the other day.
I wonder if we're going to see him. You see how all the other teams, like I mentioned, you have James Wood, Jack Caglione, you have Roman Anthony, you got, what's the other guy on the Red Sox? Mayer. Mm-hmm. All of these good young players that are around the league. Yeah, we have none of them. And if you got guys like that, yeah, go ahead and go lock up a guy like Roman Anthony because you know he's going to be good, right? Reminds me of Josh Hamilton. Who do we have? What do we have? I want to know because for a GM or a president of baseball operations, that hoards the talent, right? You would think that we have Taj Mahal down there. You'd think that we have these gold bars or some Bitcoin down there that you don't want to get rid of. Where's the stars? I'm outside of the pitching. Give me the star outside of my man, what's his name, Benj?
Yeah, we have Williams, Benj, the pitchers, and Clifford, but he's still
Ryan Clifford, yeah.
That's really it, but they're not top they're on the top prospect list, but not.
They're not anywhere in the top 10.
Yeah, they're not in the top 10. I think
top
maybe,
50.
Yeah, they're in like the 30s, I believe. Yeah, within top 50. So
we ain't got none of those good guys. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So you keep hoarding talent for what? Get the players that we need to win. Because clearly you're seeing this team struggle to win games because there's a lack of talent. If you had a pitcher that can go 6 innings today, the Mets win this game. If you had a pitcher that goes 6 innings yesterday, the Mets win that game. They are now a half game up on the Cincinnati Reds. Do you know how bad you had to be for 2 months to let the Reds catch you?
The Reds too, didn't even have their ace for the past couple months as well. So how they? This
is one of those things where you look at probability of it happening, and it's less than 3%. Mm-hmm. 22 games above 500, and everybody's like, eh. But the signs were there the whole time. The Juan Soto struggles. The runners in scoring position. The pitching it was good, but it was just barely getting over the top. The pitchers were pitching well, but they weren't dominating to the point where it's there's shutouts. There's low scoring games. We were edging these games out, and we were winning a lot of close games. But what ends up happening to a team that wins close games is that it's literally a 50-50 toss-up. You can lose those same games and be 20 games under 500. What have they been for the last 2 months? Almost 20 games under 500. Do you understand what I'm saying? That this is a team that the signs were there the entire time. Winning kind of masked the problems. Losing exacerbates the problems. And it makes us really, really understand that these were always there. Because let's just be honest. We got to be honest, Met fans here. When you look at our roster and how the season was turning out, and I'll ask Silent Assassin first. Was there any point in your thought process where you said, I think this team can win a World Series? Did you ever think that?
Not for an extremely long period of time.
It's been a while, right?
Yeah.
I'd say I started having that feeling that this team was not a World Series team late April. Mm-hmm. And the season hasn't even really started yet, to be honest. Was it a month in? Mm-hmm. Late April. Mm-hmm. Is when you see the talent. It's just there's just so many holes that this team has. And how do you have so many holes? Pause. And you just came out of free agency. The season just started. How do you not address these concerns? David Stearns went into a season saying that I'm going to have children that have never proven themselves at the major league level compete in this lineup to compete for a championship when they weren't even tearing it up in the minors. Mm-hmm. Make it make sense. I can't even yell anymore. That's how mad I am. It's been the reverse. I remember I told you that story that Roman kept me up so long in regards to being sleep deprived that my body reset. I didn't think that it can do that. It's just what I wasn't tired anymore. So tired I wasn't tired. That's how I feel. I'm so upset that I'm not even mad. Because I understand where we are as a franchise. We're right back to square one. And it's sad to say that new ownership, same fucking Mets. Because we fail to hire somebody that knows the game, that can be able to push this team forward. We don't need an analytical pencil pusher. You need somebody that has baseball experience. I'd rather a former player or something that uses his analytic department as information, but he still trusts his noggin and his eyes to be able to put this team together and know what's best for the team going forward. Not a pencil pusher that all they do is have their head into a piece of paper while the game is passing them by. You ever look at children that are just in a car and they're on their tablets and you're driving cross country and there's all of this beautiful scenery outside? Billy, look up. Playing Call of Duty, I don't want to look up. Right? And there's so much beautiful scenery. Life is passing him by because he's just focused on what he's doing. That's who David Stearns is that he's so focused on what is on that fucking paper that he doesn't realize what's in front of him, that this team is collapsing, that the pieces that he put together don't work, they don't fit. None of these pieces fit on this puzzle board. They don't fit. Those young players, they are not going to develop here. You should have realized that before the trade deadline. You should have got Vientos out of here. You should have got whoever else you had to get out of here. Go get new prospects. That's my thing. If you're going to have great prospects, great. But the fringe guys, the other teams want them, go ahead. If they're going to turn into Barry Bonds for somebody else, then let them. What does that have to do with us? Get players in here that can play. Get me somebody who has a major league resume. Stop giving us Frankie Montazes and go out there and go get me some real pitchers. How can you think that you are actually going to compete for a championship with no ace, no number 2 starter, and no real solid number 3? Because as good as Senga has been, right? He's more of a 3 than he is a 2 or a 1. If you had Senga as your 3, and you had an ace and a really solid number 2 that could be a pseudo ace, now you have a staff where your 5 guy and your 6 guy, you can be able to see what reclamation projects you can have down there. Go ahead and go test those. But you have your ace and your number 2 guys for when you have losing streaks. They're called streak stoppers. So it doesn't go to 13 of 15. We never lost 13 of 15 when Jacob deGrom was pitching. You know why? Because he was a streak stopper. Stop the bleeding because he was so great. We had no bats, that's fine. But we had him. Any thoughts? Anybody?
Not really anything else to add. It's just been miserable. Last few months, miserable year. We talk about I don't really have hope, even if say they do get in somehow to the playoffs. It's just okay. I'm not excited for anything.
I don't want them to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I hope the Reds pass us and we go down 10 games to the Reds. I'm telling you right now, because I set the Silent Assassin off pod. If the Mets decide to go on a streak where they turn things around, right? And all the fans, let's go, Mets. We got a shot to go to the playoffs. I won't be excited. You know why? Because that would mean that David Stern will go ahead and look at his board and say, oh, well, my guys are actually working out. All the numbers are starting to even out. Oh, that means I don't have to make any moves. I can continue to be the cheap guy and try to find all these diamonds in the rough. He won't do anything. But if this team completely falls off the wagon and they don't make the playoffs, now your clock starts. And now every single media person that's in New York City that covers baseball, they won't be talking about the Yankees. They won't be asking about what the Yankees are going to do, because the Yankees will always fix themselves. There's always a course correction over there. They know what to do. History says it. We have no history. So we're going to be asking, what is David Stearns going to do? How is he going to fix this team? Is he going to spend the dollars to make this team relevant going into 2026? That's what I want. And until that happens, this won't go back on the wall, because I don't want to look behind me and reminisce on great days behind me of what this place used to symbolize. This place brought how many championships? 2. This is what joy looks like for Met fans. This is the place that unlocked our joy as being Met fans. This is where Mike Piazza hit that home run, 9/11. This is where the grand single happened with Robin Ventura. All of these things happened here, not in City. I'm waiting for my City Field moment. Even when I went to the World Series in 2015, it was nice. Still didn't feel like this place, though. And I'm waiting for somebody that knows baseball to be able to look at this team and say, this is New York, man. We need glitz and glamour. We need big market. We need superstar. We need to be the real Broadway show when it comes to the sports town. We want to be that. So any big player, we're hunting them. I don't care about Murakami in Japan. Be nice to get him. But do I believe we'll get him? No. I believe he'll probably be a Red Sox. Or Dodger. He won't come here. And the reason why is because I don't believe that David Stearns has the charisma to be able to land a big player in free agency. See, there's one thing about Cohen. He knows how to close deals. I don't worry about him. I worry about the person that's actually making baseball decisions. I don't think that he can close on good players. I just don't. I haven't seen it. We've had negotiations with so many players in the offseason that ended up going somewhere else. Why is that? Sometimes it's dollars and cents, but sometimes it's about feel. Sit down with somebody. We're having conversations. I'm just not feeling it. Like if I talk to somebody at a job interview and the person that's interviewing me for that job is a fucking idiot, I don't think I want that job. Because if they send you as a representative to go talk to me and you're a fucking idiot, I wonder what the other boss looks like. I wonder what the other people there look like if they had to answer to you. I don't want to work there. You're an idiot. I think that's what most free agents looked at is David Stearns like, you don't know baseball. And yeah, I can take the money, but your vision of how to build this team doesn't really sound good to me as a player. I don't want to go there. I'll pass. So I don't even care about any other sports topics. I don't. I will talk about them, but I don't care. Because this is the time for baseball. This is baseball's time to shine. And my Mets suck. And it's sucking the life out of the city.